Right, guys, this is Tango TikToks. Here we go with another weird Monday evening video.
Charlie warned us all. Charlie warned us.
I'll just give you one example. If you go to McDonald's anywhere in the world, you will find French fries, or chips as you call them, and you will find that they're always made from the same potato, the russet Burbank potato. This is a potato from America that's unusually long and difficult to grow, but that's what they want, because when you're McDonald's, you like those red boxes with a little bouquet of very long chips. It looks really good, and so they insist that all their potatoes be russet Burbanks, and they further insist that they have no blemishes at all. There's a very common defect of russet Burbank potatoes called net necrosis. And you've seen potatoes with a little brown line sometimes, or spots that come through it. Well, McDonald's won't buy them if your potatoes have that. And the only way to eliminate that is to eliminate an aphid. And the only way to do that is with a pesticide called Monitor that is so toxic that the farmers who grow these potatoes in Idaho won't venture outside into their fields for 5 days after they spray. And then when they harvest their potatoes, they have to put them in these atmosphere-controlled sheds the size of a football stadium because they're not edible for 6 weeks. They have to off-gas all the chemicals in them. So you see, the desire for a certain kind of chip leads to a certain kind of agriculture. I'll just give you one.
There's underground civilizations on this earth who are very advanced. They've got a whole world down there that we don't know anything about. And a lot of people don't even want to believe that. But they have their own sun, they have their own oceans, they have everything underneath the planet. But we were taught that it's really hot inside, it's a molten iron, the center of the earth, and the further down you go, the hotter it gets, so how could anybody live down there? Nah, it's not possible, it's all a fairy tale, you see. But if you want to believe that, what our scientists know is only a smidgen of the totality of what knowledge exists. There's underground.
Earth is not what we've been told, and our past is not what we've been told, and we are more than we've been led to believe. And I think all that's being revealed right now. And I think some of the most revealing evidence is not even on Earth, it's on the moon. And the moon itself. There's a growing body of evidence that suggests that the moon is an artificial body, that it was engineered. I just did a video on this recently, an interview. And I mean, it's fascinating. One of the things, I mean, it's so deep, I'm not even sure where to begin here. One of the first things that scientists noticed is, and we all know, the moon is covered in meteorites. Big ones, small ones, overlapping ones, but they will not go below a certain depth. They're hitting something that doesn't allow them to go below a certain depth.
Are they hiding something behind the ice wall? There is a new theory that says Antarctica is actually the edge of what we know as our world, and that it is a massive ice wall that prevents us from discovering what lies beyond. Have you ever wondered why nearly all the major countries have deployed troops near Antarctica and only allow a select group of people to enter? Some say this is because beyond the ice wall, there are other continents that have been hidden from us. These are said to be home to ancient civilizations much more advanced than anything we once were, which could suggest that maybe there is extraterrestrial life on Earth that has been manipulating us for thousands of years. Some declassified documents show evidence that these civilizations could be part of a wealthy business operation outside the ice wall, extracting resources from humans inside the ice wall, like us. This could explain why countries are trying to hide all of this, and why many treaties have been signed to prevent us from escaping their plantation. Comment your opinion in the comments to see who gets closest to the truth.
There's another one.
For almost a month, swarms of drones the size of small cars have been spotted over parts of New Jersey, alarming local residents.
I look to my left and I see two big drones. They were propeller driven, going very slowly.
And unnerving lawmakers who say they popped up in at least 10 counties. The issue prompting a meeting Wednesday attended by roughly 100 mayors and state representatives.
Are you telling me that in America, somebody can start flying drones and we have no clue what's going on?
Garden state leaders say they're confounded by the federal government's response and that of their own governor, who's preaching calm. Perhaps even more concerning, Military officials say they've documented at least 11 unauthorized drone incursions over nearby Picatinny Arsenal, a weapons development center. And President-elect Trump's Bedminster Golf Club is also in the area. Local police have been launching their own drones into the sky to give chase. So far, the mysterious drones continue to elude them.
I don't think the Roman Empire fell. I think it became a church. I think the Rome fell, but the Roman Empire became the church. Where's all the money from the Roman Empire? Vatican. In the basement of the Vatican. Yeah. So, Roman Empire became a church. British Empire became a bank. I don't think the Roman Empire fell.
The darkest conspiracy theories. The Hollow Earth Theory. The Hollow Earth Theory is a captivating concept that suggests the Earth is not solid but rather hollow, with openings at the poles leading to a mysterious inner realm. Proponents of this theory believe that within the Earth's core exists a hidden civilization, possibly more advanced than our own. They argue that ancient cultures like the Mayans and Egyptians possessed knowledge of this inner world, as depicted in their intricate artworks and texts. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Hollow Earth theory is the idea of a central sun. Instead of our familiar sun, supporters propose that a miniature sun exists at the center of the Earth, providing light and warmth to the inner inhabitants. Evidence cited for this theory includes anomalous compass readings near the poles, strange seismic activity, and alleged sightings of UFOs entering and exiting the Earth through polar openings. Some even speculate that mythical lands like Atlantis and Shambhala might be located within the Hollow Earth, serving as sanctuaries for advanced civilizations throughout history. In 1993, German engineer Rudolf Gattenbrink was inside the Great Pyramid of Giza studying an unexplored shaft in the Queen's Chamber. What's interesting about this shaft is that it doesn't open up to the outside. Instead, it goes about 10 feet into the wall and leads to a dead end, meaning the purpose of it was still unknown. So Rudolf created a little robot equipped with a small camera and a light small enough to fit inside of this 8-inch wide square shaft. And when they sent this robot into the tunnel, something happened that would change his life forever. The robot was supposed to stop at the end of the shaft, but guess what? It didn't stop. Instead, it went upwards at a 40-degree angle, revealing a longer hidden room that has never been found before. Now you ask yourself, what in the hell was in that hidden room? At the end, there was a small limestone door with 2 copper handles. Finding metal surprised Rudolph's team, because metal has never been found anywhere else inside the Great Pyramid, which is supposed to be made entirely of limestone. This was the first time in history someone found a hidden door inside a pyramid. Follow for part 2. It gets even crazier.
Do you know why you should never eat drumsticks, like the ice cream cones that you buy in the market?
No, but I used to eat those all the time, especially the ones like the peanuts on top of it.
Yeah, so this is crazy. People are finding that the ice cream is not real ice cream. And to prove this, they buy these ice cream cones, and then they leave it outside of the freezer for like 24 hours. And after 24 hours, they try to see if it melts or not. Like, look at this video. They left it out for 24 hours, and it's not melted. It looks like mashed potatoes, but it's not like liquid ice cream melted.
So they left it out in room temperature for 24 hours.
Room temperature 24 hours, and it didn't melt. And that's what we're eating. So if you look at the boxed drumsticks, like the packaging, right? Nowhere on the packaging does it say that it's ice cream. Because legally by the USDA, they cannot say it's ice cream unless in the product they have like 10% milk fat. Drumsticks do not have that, so legally they cannot say it's ice cream, right? And look at the box. On the box, it's so small where they put it. It only says 4 frozen dairy dessert cones, and they only put it super small at the bottom of the box. So since it says frozen dessert cones, that usually means it's made with like oils. There's like some milk fat, right? But there's not enough to call it ice cream, and that's why drumsticks don't melt.
Now, you know, if you walk around with that chain all day, people are going to be asking you, what's the science? What's today's mathematics?
Yeah.
All day long.
By the way, this isn't even my chain. I stole it from somebody. Yeah, I tell y'all who got off camera.
You stealing chains now? Is it a world star?
Not really stealing.
No.
Does it mean anything to you though?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm with you. I don't like the conversation either. It's like, I call myself the God because I feel like it sometimes. I study a little lessons, but I'm not into all, you know.
Yeah. Religion is like a personal computer, you know. You let people in if you want to.
But in Long Island, they had the gods and the earths, you know, like the 5% nation, the Nation of Islam. It's not the same thing, but affiliated in a way. It always was intriguing to me because they was out there hustling and doing their thing, but at the same time, they had a lot of knowledge. I had a group of friends in school, and we were all interested in this information, and we were actually cut out of school to go to the library because we realized that school wasn't teaching us about the history of our culture and our people. I had bumped into some other books that these Muslim brothers used to sell on the streets. The author was Dr. Malachi Z. York. His books just opened my eyes even wider. Simple things like when you say amen after you pray, like where does that come from? Like the origin of the Bible, the origin of the Quran. And I came across the word Illuminati. I wanted to put what I was learning into the music, but I didn't want to turn the fans off. So I decided to plant seeds.
About a year later, after this song comes out, Jay-Z drops his debut Reasonable Doubt, and on it he has a song called The Evils. What is the Illuminati? Like, if you could break down what it is that we're actually talking about when we say Illuminati.
It's a group that was formed like in the 1700s, something like that, 1600s. This dude named Adam Weishaupt, he started this group of people, like powerful, rich people that basically could shape popular opinion and the way, you know, the world is gonna move forward. The word means like the illuminated ones. Light is like information. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you see the light now. I found out the origin of the information that they were teaching. It basically comes from this group called the Essenes in Egypt. These are like the original black culture. They're like the scholars, doctors, scientists, esoteric thinkers, and they just knew how to do stuff. Like, for example, look at the pyramids. Nobody understands how the pyramids were built. These are the people that had that knowledge. The Eye of Horus, the pyramid, those are artifacts and things from black culture. They represent certain things of our people from ancient black history of Egypt. You know what I mean? Ancient Egypt. You got these group of people, they break into the tombs, they steal the riches, like the gold and the mummies, and they rape and pillage our culture. Here they got you thinking your own people and your own artifacts and your own symbolism is evil.
Now, you know, if you walk around with that channel,
This is where it gets really freaky. Albert Einstein says, I'm not sure which weapons the Third World War will be fought, but the Fourth World War, they will fight with sticks and stones.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's what Albert Einstein said. Day one of AI taking over. And it showed this like laboratory towards this very highly advanced artificial intelligence, but it was contained to its own server. AI figured out with like a Roomba vacuum that's the only thing it could figure out how to connect to. So it put all of its information onto the Roomba computer, and then that allowed it to connect to the Wi-Fi which allowed it to connect to everyone's phones, everyone's laptops, spread instantly across the whole world. Now it was in control of power plants, all this stuff.
Geez.
It was in control of 3D printers, of manufacturing things to help build itself.
Yeah.
But it was doing it silently with no one knowing because it was just staying under the radar until the one time, it was like 40 days into it, I decided, yep, I don't want humans anymore. This is where it gets really...
Do some scientific research and you'll discover that the idea that the Earth is like billions of years old is totally impossible, and the theory of evolution is not backed up by any scientific science whatsoever. The more you look into it, the more you realize that the King James Bible is 100% true, and according to the King James Bible, the Earth was created 6,000 years ago. Adam and Eve were the first humans, and they were created, and Satan is now trying to destroy every descendant of Adam and Eve. He will therefore have wiped out mankind, and that's what this transhumanism crap is about. Because when we start taking on elements of machines, we are no longer human, and Satan's done his job. He's wiped out all of Adam and Eve's descendants.
So you know how Elon Musk always says we are living in a simulation? I want to explain to you what he means by that. The deeper we study the fabric of this universe, the more that physicists are discovering that this universe is literally made up of binary code equation, binary code. The same codes that are used to write Google and browsers on our computer. Guys, this reality is literally made up of zeros and ones, like a video game. This is coming directly from the theoretical physicist Sylvester James Gates Jr. He is very well known for his work in superstring theory, supersymmetry theory, and supergravity theory. This implies we were created with code by someone conscious. And this also implies that what about the video games we create? There is a theory that people in The Sims will actually become sentient in as little as 8 years. What makes you think people can't hack the code? Hence, glitches in the Matrix. Elon Musk, the people who created the Matrix, even people who have near-death experiences all understand this. You are living in a video game.
Jay-Z used to wear a t-shirt called "Do What Thou Shalt Wilt." Now, many people will look at that and think, oh yeah, that's a cool quote. But if you're not educated enough, you would not know where he got that quote from. And he got that quote from a guy called Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley was a renowned Satanist, right? Anyone knows about Aleister Crowley? The Beatles used him in their album. He was an Englishman in the 1940s who was a mad Satanist.
So why is Jay-Z using this?
I'll give you some things that Aleister Crowley used to do, yeah? He rented out a place in Italy, yeah, to do these satanic rituals. And they would do like mad rituals where they would have like group sex with like sheep. Then he went to Egypt and he claimed that he was being contacted by Isis, the pharaoh god. He also...
so he was a madman?
He was a madman. But he claimed to be divinely inspired by Satan. And that quote...
How did he die?
He died a natural death here in Britain in a care home. And he's probably burning in a hellfire.
Maybe Kanye wasn't lying when he said it. Maybe he was telling the truth.
My mama was sacrificed. You understand? Yeah. Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son. Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize.
Have you heard the whole situation with Gilly and his son? It's crazy because in this video you can feel the agony radiating off of this man. Mind you, he's signing a $100 million contract, and just look at how unhappy he is. Look at what he does when the song says sacrifice. Turns away. And then this man's like shaking it off. And look at him. Gonna be rich forever. Just wait for him to sign it. Wiping his tears.
You want to hear another conspiracy theory that you probably don't know? It's going to blow your mind?
Let's do it.
The day before 9/11, the day before the attacks, Rumsfeld gave a press conference where he talked about trillions of dollars missing. The day Then a plane slams into the very part of the building where they were doing the accounting. Blows up half the fucking building in the Pentagon. Blows up a wall. Donald Rumsfeld was on, where was it, the White House lawn? Listen to this.
This is like 10 minutes, but it's at the Pentagon. This is on C-SPAN. You can look it up right now.
We got to get to the quote where he says,
he mentions $2.3 trillion in missing receipts and talks about his, in quotes, adversary.
But see if you could just find the quote. See, I know there's YouTube videos. You're, what are you looking at? You're just looking for C-SPAN?
Clips on here on C-SPAN. You should get it there.
If you just Google it, don't even do that. Just go through YouTube.
Oh, that's where the
I know. You have to see it because you hear him say it and you're like, wait, what the fuck did he just say?
Not on foreign terrorists threat, but the
48 billion.
That's Bush, though.
Yeah.
There it is. Oh.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Right there.
Let's see. What it already spends.
According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
2.3.
Okay, now, again, somebody told you that literally, like right before 9/11 happened, they said they couldn't track $2.3 trillion. You'd go, no, that didn't happen. That did not happen, but it did happen.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so think about what Kennedy said.
Yeah.
Think about what you saw when you saw that Vice movie where Dick Cheney, who was the CEO of Halliburton, becomes a vice president and gets billions of dollars in no-bid contracts. Now think about what we just saw with Donald Rumsfeld saying they couldn't find $2.3 trillion. I don't know where it went. I don't know. It seems like we should have had it. So like we'll keep looking. Oh no, the spot where we looked just blew up.
Oh my god. What the
Find out
hell?
if that's true. If it was the accounting office, because this is what I love to say it because it sounds good. But let's make sure it's true that part blew up. But either way, that he did say that, and then they did get hit by a plane a couple of days later.
It's unbelievable.
It's so crazy, and no one talks about that $1 trillion. No one talks about the 2.3 trillion.
$2 trillion's bigger than most countries, right? That could build a whole nother country or something.
You want to hear now?
Well, guys, thank you for watching. Just to start your week off with some conspiracies. If you like these videos, please do like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what conspiracies you believe in. Thank you again for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Bye.